$1.87. That is the total result of months of hoarding pennies at the grocery store. Della has counted it 3 times, hoping the math might change, but the figure remains the same. This small sum is all she has to represent her love in a furnished room that costs $8 a week. It is a bleak, narrow space, and the calendar offers no reprieve. Tomorrow is Christmas. The household has seen better days. When Jim was hired, he brought home $30 a week. Now that income has shrunk to $20, leaving the couple to navigate a world that has become 25% more expensive than their budget allows. Love thrives in this apartment, but it is currently trapped by arithmetic. Della wants to buy a gift that honors Jim, but you cannot buy honor with the change left over from the meat market. Despite their lack of capital, the James Dillingham Youngs possess 2 treasures that define their sense of self. The first is Jim's gold watch. It is a piece of living history, having belonged to both his father and his grandfather before him. The second is Della's hair. It falls about her like a shining brown waterfall, reaching below her knees and serving as a natural, majestic garment. These items are the couple's anchor. They provide a sense of royalty that would make a king or queen in the next apartment feel poor by comparison. In a world of $8 a week rent, these are the only things they truly own. Della turns from the mirror with her eyes shining. She puts on her old brown coat and her old brown hat, moving quickly out the door and into the winter air before her resolve can fade. She climbs the stairs to the shop of Mrs. Sofroni. The room is cold and the proprietor is colder, a woman who views hair not as beauty, but as a bulk commodity to be weighed and bought. The transaction is swift and unyielding. Della's hair falls to the floor, and in exchange, she receives $20. Her greatest source of pride is gone in the time it takes to count a few bills. This was the only way to break the mathematical stalemate. By dismantling her own physical identity, she has finally acquired the capital necessary to participate in the season. Della spends the next 2 hours ransacking the city shops. She is looking for something that possesses the same quietness and value she sees in Jim. She finds it in a platinum watch chain. It is simple, plain, and heavy. Its worth is found in its material rather than any flashy decoration, making it the perfect companion for Jim's heirloom watch. When she returns home, the adrenaline vanishes. She spends 40 minutes with a curling iron, trying to fix the jagged remains of her hair into tiny, close-lying curls that make her look, in her own eyes, like a truant schoolboy. As 7 o'clock approaches, Della sits near the door. She hears Jim step in the hall, and for a moment, her face goes white. She whispers a prayer. "Please, God, make him think I'm still pretty." Della has successfully navigated the financial hurdle, but as the door handle turns, she realizes she has traded her most reliable source of confidence for a piece of metal. She is now entirely vulnerable. Jim steps inside. He is only 22, burdened with the weight of a family, and shivering in a thin coat. He sees Della, and he stops as still as a hunting dog pointing at a bird. His face carries an expression that fills Della with terror. It isn't anger or surprise. It is a look of total, fixed incomprehension, as if she shouldn't exist. Della throws herself at him, pleading. She tells him she sold her hair because she couldn't live through Christmas without a gift for him. She insists her hair grows fast and begs him to look at the beautiful gift. Jim isn't reacting to her appearance. He is struggling to reconcile the physical reality in front of him with the specific plan he has been executing for weeks. Jim finally breaks his silence and hands her a package. Inside are the combs, the jeweled tortoiseshell set Della has worshipped through shop windows for months. They are the perfect ornaments for the hair she no longer possesses. Della hugs them, then jumps up. She holds out the platinum watch chain, urging him to give her his watch to see how it looks with its worthy companion. Jim doesn't reach for his pocket. He sits down, smiles, and suggests they put their Christmas gifts away for now. To buy the combs, he sold the gold watch that had been in his family for generations. The items they worked so hard to acquire are now functionally useless. By sacrificing their greatest treasures to honor one another, they have inadvertently destroyed the very things the gifts were meant to adorn. The Magi were wise men who brought valuable gifts to the newborn Christ child. They invented the art of Christmas giving, and being wise, their gifts were no doubt wise ones. On the surface, Jim and Della are the opposite of the Magi. They were impulsive and, in a material sense, quite foolish. They chose to destroy the only wealth they had for the sake of a temporary surprise. But of all those who give and receive gifts, these two were the most wise. By proving their love was more valuable than their most prized possessions, they transcended the logic of the material world. In every city and every home, people like them are the true Magi.